All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for match number 3 with green white tokens. We have won the die roll, so we're going to go first. And this hand is great. I have turn 1 Oath into Tracker, into Avison. Bunch of lands. We are good to go. So we're going to take Nissa here, and then on turn 4 we can go Tracker plus land. That'll be a nice little curve for us. Maybe we'll even hit a 2-drop. Alright, Sunken Hollow means we're probably against an Esper deck of some kind, either Esper Dragons or Esper Control. See how this goes. Jason 2 is tempting to kill. We have all kinds of options now. I really kind of want to get my Planeswalker going. But Jace is kind of like a bird of paradise. You always kind of want to bolt the bird. We play Deathcap Cultivator this turn. We can play Avacyn next turn. But I think we just get Nissa going here. I might be wrong. But I feel like plussing Nissa, he's not going to have a really easy way to pressure it early. Unless he has exactly Ruinous Path. So I think that's a good play to start. A Transgress takes our Avacyn here, probably. He pitched a land to Jace, so he's probably got a land to play here. I'm guessing Shambling Vents. He may actually take Tireless Tracker here. Tireless Tracker is a very good threat against Esper decks. But he does take the Archangel Avacyn. We draw one right away. So I think I'm going to play Tracker here. And start getting in for some damage. Tracker can get very big very fast. I do probably want to Declaration in Stone the Jace this turn, I think. Never mind. Kalatas definitely has to hit the bin. That guy is a jerk. As I talked about in the previous matchups, he's just a very, very challenging card to deal with for us. And I think it is worth it to kill him on sight. So I think I'm just going to cash in my Nissa here. Get in for a lot of damage. And then, draw a clue. What this also does is that it makes me resilient to Languish. So if my opponent wants to Languish, I can pop a clue and make my tracker bigger. Ultimate price is a little unfortunate. That's a good one for our opponent to have. I might have gotten a little too aggressive there, but I still feel like we're in pretty good shape. Going to develop out my board a little bit here. And you know, in a turn or two, we can potentially even be looking toward ultimating Nissa or activating Westfell Abbey. So, see how this goes. Silumgar is very problematic. Well, that was a really good draw. Let's see. Gosh. I really don't want to run my Secure the Wastes into a counterspell. But at the same time, if I just cast it now, then he can just languish. There's definitely trade-offs. It's kind of, you know, what card do I think he probably has more? The Esper Dragon's deck that won the GP ran 3 Languish and 6 Counterspells. So I guess it's less likely they have Languish, probably. I think I'm going to main phase Secure here. This may be wrong, but, you know, this lets me get a whole bunch of creatures out while he's tapped out. And if he doesn't have a Languish, um, you know, they can start attacking the Planeswalkers or pressuring his life total, or just turn into Ormondal, which is very powerful. I don't think Esper Dragons has a lot of ways to deal with Ormondal. A resolved Ormondal main deck, pretty much Foul-Tongue Invocation. So I think if our opponent does not have a Languisher, we might be able to win. I think this gets substantially better after sideboarding. The evolutionary leaps are just absolute backbreakers. You have to be careful about Virulent Plague. Deck that won the Grand Prix has 2 of them in the board. With as powerful and prevalent as green-white tokens is, I think it's likely that people are going to be onto that technology. As you can see here, kind of cool. Deathcap Cultivator has Death Touch already. Only 4 cards in our graveyard, but you know, because we're playing Planeswalkers, in addition to all the other normal card types, able to get that Delirium going. Opponent deep in the tank here. See what he has. Land he reveals Swamp, so his hand is Swamp and 2 unknowns. Silumgar's great. I think that card is so good. I love that it's seeing some standard play now. Grasp of Darkness, a plant. Okay, so now you're on Swamp and one unknown card. He might just be trying to get us to the point where we only have 5 creatures so that he can, if we go all in on Ormondal, then get us with the Foul Tongue Invocation. That could be a line that our opponent's trying to take here. So I still have a plant left over, and opponent is tapped out. So I think I'm just going to go for it. I think I'm just going to go for my opponent's life total here. Try to put the game away. He has, if his last card was exactly Foul Tongue Invocation, he can flash back the ultimate price and then invocate Ormondal. Could be very bad. But lacking that, yeah, ultimate price. So that may be what we're facing here, unfortunately. Well, he didn't just slam it. And now we have Avacyn Flash available. So that's kind of awesome. I'm going to not tap land so that I can't cast Avacyn, but I'm going to draw my clue here to see if we have anything else going on. Okay. I think I'm just going to sit on Avacyn here. I think the only thing that can save our opponent is, yeah, Foul Tongue Invocation. Didn't have it, so going in on Ormondal can be very, very powerful. Secure the Waste, one of the best cards in our deck against this guy, this matchup, so that was great. Okay, so love Dramoka here. Can't be countered. Kills both of his dragons. She's just big and nasty. Love Quarantine Field. Deals with all their powerful planeswalkers and whatnot. And then Evolutionary Leap is just fan-freaking-tastic. Dramoka's commands are not good. Ace's Snare, I think, is a little redundant. It's nice that it's instant speed so that it can catch an Ojutai while he's attacking. Oh, right, Clipwing. Clipwings is great, better than Stasis Snare. Let's see. We do need to be careful about the virulent plagues. So, instead of leaning on the Secure the Wastes package, I think I'm going to try to blank his virulent plagues for game 2, and lean more on actual creatures plus Evolutionary Leap to try to win the game with some nice answers to his bigger threats. On the draw, I can cut a Gideon and I'll cut an Oath to bring in Lammies, put the pressure on him a little bit early. So this gives us a really nice mix of threats and answers, and I think it's going to put us in a good spot for this game. It's funny to board out of exactly the strategy that won game one, but I find that a lot of times that's a successful strategy. If people see a game one, they're ready for it. They're ready to play around it. And if you go in a different direction and can kind of zig when they're expecting you to zag, you can gain a lot of percentage points. So that's what I'm going to try to do for game two here. The Tireless Tracker is just amazing in this matchup. Just so good. I'm really wondering if I should cut, an Oath or something and run 3 main deck trackers. This has 3 lands and Oath. This answers threats, hand's great. Opponent's on 6, scries to the top, so let's get this party started. Okay. Backup Nissa's not great. Let's see. So I think I'm going to take Sylvan Advocate here and just get on the board. I was a little bit tempted to take the land just because, I definitely want to hit my land drops and get to Avacyn and Quarantine Field. But having that 2 into 3 curve is great. Ooh, especially when he's got no counter and no instant speed removal. That's a good start for us. Opponent might be stuck on lands here. No, he's fine. Okay, that's good. All right. We have answers to nasties. We have Avacyn. Having the double Nissa is a little annoying. Really doesn't help too much in multiples. And she doesn't put a lot of pressure on by herself. So we'd really like to draw another threat here. That would be great. Okay, well, doesn't exactly count, but will probably be great at some point. Fortunately, we don't have double white, so definitely thinking that I should have taken that plains off the Oath. We're pretty far behind at this point. Ace is actually good. It gives us something to do with our mana. I'm going to start with Declaration. See if that resolves. I think I'm going to go Lambhold Pacifist and minus an attack. If he counters this, I might plus. Just because, yep. So counters that. Play the Lambhold Pacifist and need a plus. If I can ultimate Nissa, I think I'm going to be in real good shape here. I'm only two turns away from that. Let's see, how many Ruinous Paths do they run? I don't see any Ruinous Paths in the deck list that won the GP, main or side. One Anguish on Making. One Silumgar's Command. So potentially 2 ways to interact with Planeswalkers. Plus he has a Sorin, hypothetically. So, there's a very real chance that our opponent doesn't have the ability to kill this Nissa before she gets to the ultimate. So, I think that's a great plan. Especially considering that we have such powerful threats. Normally when you're in, a proactive, isn't really an aggro deck, but when you're a proactive deck against a control deck, you want to keep the pressure on. They have inevitability, but one of the best things about this Green White Tokens deck is that it just has such powerful threats. I mean, Nissa, Avacyn, Dramoka, these cards can really win a game all by themselves. Um, you don't necessarily have to go all in and beat a beat down and win the game right away because um, you can grind a long game with a control deck with this shell. So plus I make enough plants, I can activate my Abbey. I have a number of different lines available to me right now, but it all depends on what our opponent. An untapped white source would be our best draw here, I think. Of Nixel. Okay. Well, that does change the line I want to take here, because now that he has Obnix on 2, I can minus and kill him. So I think I'd like to do that. That was a really crummy draw. Um, he can theoretically attack my Shambling Vent, or attack my Nissa with a Shambling Vent here. I could, replace my Nissa with another Nissa and make another plant, I guess. Is more resources on the board. Yeah, not really doing anything in my hand, so I will replace the Nissa here. So we keep our Nissa with the same amount of loyalty, but we have an additional plant. It's a thing. Really need a white source. Although our opponent looks like he's missed a land drop as well. This is his turn 7. The Demonic Tutors. Okay, for Virulent Plague. Yeah, we knew that was a possibility. We're just going to make a 3/3 Hangerback Walker here instead of um, leveling up our Nissa. Of course, if our opponent has a removal spell for the Hangerback Walker, then the tokens will be useless. Yeah, maybe I should have just needed a plus the Nissa. Make that my threat. The one concerning thing about going for the Nissa ultimate is that, the possibility of Silumgar exists. So there is that. Really unfortunate. So we finally drew our land, so that's good. But I think we might be a little bit too far behind at this point to really make the most of it. Got a Jace on 7 and can flash back to the Spellsense graveyard. He's got 5 cards in hand, just drew off Ojutai. So we're in a bit of a pickle here. Not hitting our land for that many turns. I think put the nail in the coffin. But we'll see. We have quite a few powerful cards still in hand. 3, 4, 5. So if we hit another untapped land and he doesn't have a counterspell, then we can exile 2 of his permanents. We're going to try to do that. Oh, actually, 3 of his permanents. Wait. No, it should be 2. Oh, because I didn't add the white. Okay. Boom. Counterspell? Do you have it? He doesn't have it. All right. So we can put a counter on here and attack Jace for 3. I think I like that. So Quarantine Field coming up huge for us right there. It might have been actually optimal to not target Kalatas and instead target Jace, but let's see. What does our opponent have here? We're just going to continue to put pressure on Jace. You have an instant? Five mana instant? Was this Silumgar's command? Kill a planeswalker. Bounce Hangerback Walker? Oh, bounce. Yikes. So destroy Nissa and bounce Quarantine Field, which lets him block with Ojutai. To which we will respond with Avacyn. Make our Hangerback Walker invincible for the turn. It's to kill Avacyn. Why didn't he get... Why didn't he get a zombie there? Oh, he did. He the Virulent Plague eats his zombies. Oh, got it, got it, got it. I think next turn I'm just going to cast Dramoka. I think it's after drawing 3 cards off that Painful Truths plus the 3 cards he's going to get a look at with Ojutai, it's very likely that he's going to have Counterspell here. I mean, of course, it's also probably likely that he has something to kill Dramoka, but she does dodge a lot of the removal. So there is that. Let's attack first. See if we can kill... Well, actually, yeah, I should try to kill Jace. So we'll see if he has an answer for Dragonlord Dramoka. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, outstanding. Silumgar to steal Dromoka. Okay, you got me. Okay, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the way that we sideboarded, although on the play I'm definitely bringing in the other Gideon. Um, I'm not 100% sold on Dromoka in this matchup. She is just a lot bigger than a lot of his threats, so I can see keeping her in, but might be a little greedy. I'm just going to go like this. Actually, Hangerback Walker seems terrible. Let's take the Hangerbacks out, bring in Dromoka, and get back our Oath. Just get our consistency back up there. I think if we're being proactive, I don't think we're going to have as much trouble. So, okay. Hand seems fine. It's a little heavy on answers and not on threats, but okay. Dragon Lord Silumgar is a really, really good card. The fact that he steals our Planeswalkers is very annoying. Hey, lands are great. Nissa? Yeah! My friends, sometimes it is better to be lucky than good. It'll probably get countered now, but no, we're cooking now. That was a great draw. Painful Truths? Read the Bones. So Read the Bones is great. Opponent's going to have to discard, so he really only draws one. So it's kind of like Scry 2, draw 1, pay 2 life. Just seems like it's great for us. Now if I can draw another threat here, Gideon would be probably top of the heap. But Tireless Tracker would be super amazing. Or Sylvan Advocate. Oh man. So, you know, not only do we have an amazing deck, but we're drawing like hot fire. So this is just as good as it gets. We're going to make a knight and minus Nissa for the maximum amount of damage here. We lose 2 by not embleming that turn, but then we gain, you know, 8. Languish is fine. Gideon's going to be facing. Still taking up Nissa. And I have answers for any kind of dragon you might make, so I think we are in a very good spot here. So we got pretty lucky this game to draw exactly the perfect threats. We drew Nissa and a Gideon. I mean, there are 4 of each in the deck, so, you know, that's great, but the deck's just resilient and powerful. And I love it. If opponent, you know, plays Ojutai out, we can just clip it. I mean, Obnixilis does stone nothing. Yeah, so opponent is dead. Dead, dead, dead. Exacxies. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 3-0 with green white tokens. Come on back for match number 4.